So hopefully you will find your questions panel in the pane that you have somewhere on your screen. Can anyone confirm that you can see my screen and you can hear us loud and clear? Anyone? There, yes, great, thank you. So now you found the questions pane, so please use that one to ask questions during the seminar. We will try to answer them either directly or after when we have some break, either me or Caroline that's going to do most of the presentation today. So we are going to start off with some questions or polls. Please answer them. You should be seeing a poll now. We would like to know which version of Civil 3D you are using. Quite a few using even older than 2019. So I'll give it a few more seconds, 3, 2, 1, and I will close that one. Then we would like to know if you have used Pinnacle Lite before. So Pinnacle Lite is the e-learning platform that we build Symetri e-learning in. Most have not used it so far, but some have. Okay, I'm going to close that one. 3, 2, 1, 0. And also, you did get an email last week. Have you activated the Symetri e-learning yet? Some have. Fantastic. I assume it's about the same as have had Pinnacle Lite used before. Okay, so Caroline is soon gonna take you through what we actually have here. Before I hand over to her, I just want to point out some information regarding our training capabilities.
Should you close the poll, maybe?
I should, of course, close the poll.
Yes.
Thank you, Caroline. So, coming back to our web pages, this is the UK web page. You will find services and training courses. You can make filtering on the site and the subject. For instance, infrastructure looks about the same in the Swedish one. You will see the online and on-site trainings that we offer. And there are quite a few. If I pop over to the Swedish webpage, it's about the same. Tjänster, utbildning, and you will be able to make filtering on the left side here. And you will find our Civil 3D and InfraWorks and BIM 360 trainings in here. So please have a look at that, both online and on-site. Hopefully we will soon be seeing more of you on the on-site trainings again, but of course online is here to stay. So that was it. I will hand over to you, Caroline.
Thank you. I will make myself a presenter. And let's see if I can get my PowerPoint to work. Yes. So you should be able to see my PowerPoint now, I'm hoping.
Looks fine.
Yeah,
to me.
Perfect. So what we're going to go through today is Symetri e-learning, specifically what is available for Navid for Civil 3D, but I'm going to be a bit wider than that. You already met Thomas. My name is Caroline, and we also have Sven in the background here. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to use the questions bar. Hopefully I will be able to answer all different questions, but just hopefully we'll get to the answers in a while. But use the questions bar if you have any questions. So like I said, we're going to go through Symmetry e-learning, and we're going to see how it interacts with our Naviate and our Civil 3D. We're going to see how you can handle your users, and we're going to go through how to find your content and how it works. So basically, we're going to go through what it is, who can use it, how to use it, and then I'm going to show you. So it's very simple. For once, if you've seen my webinars before, I actually have a PowerPoint. I usually don't, but today you're actually going to get a PowerPoint for this. So let's start. What it is. Symmetry e-learning is a digital learning tool. So it's not to replace the training that Thomas just shown you, the training courses that we have, but it's a complement to it. So it's either that you want to train on your own time, or when you have time, or you need it right now, or when you have a new user, for instance, and it needs to get up to speed very fast. Sometimes it's not feasible to wait for the courses that we have, even if we have them quite often. I mean, we tend to run them at least every other month right now for our online training. But still, sometimes you don't really have the time to do that, or you don't want to do it, and then you can use the Symmetry e-learning. Inside Symmetry e-learning, we have included Pinnacle Lite. So if you know what Pinnacle Lite is, and if you don't, I'm going to show you. But if you know what it is, it's going to include that in Symmetry e-learning. What it basically means is that we get an Autodesk package. So we get a lot of Autodesk products along with our Symmetry products. So it's included in that. I will also add that we also have, since we're using the Pinnacle platform, we have the option of adding more packages. So there are more things that is not included in Symmetry e-learning. For instance, we have packages for BIM 360 and we have packages for Bluebeam. So those are exempt. So they are other services that you can buy, you can get it. But since we all use the Pinnacle platform, you will get them in one place. And you're going to see how this works. But what is most important, what I really want to highlight, is that Symmetry e-learning is a place to find quick answers, to use new skills, to find help when you need it. So if you're sitting at home and you're working late evenings, which I know a lot of you do, and you end up in a snag or you need a question answered, you can find it here. So it's basically a knowledge base. So it's a very good knowledge base. And I'm going to show you how to search and how you can find your answers to it. All of this information, if you want to have a place to point people to read about it, you can actually find on our website on naviate.com. So on naviate.com, under support and learning, you can find all this information. So pretty much everything I'm going to go through today, you can find on the website. Not that I want you to just stop listening to me, but just so you know that everything is there. So underneath learning, and you can find digital learning with Symmetry e-learning. So it's a good place to find your information and find instructions on how to use it. So naviate.com, don't forget that. Of course, there's a lot of other stuff there as well. That's the what. So let's get into the admin portion of this. Who can use this? Symmetry e-learning is included in the Naviate subscription licenses. So if you have a Naviate subscription license, you have access to Symmetry e-learning, period. Symmetry e-learning is also included in Naviate maintenance for now. The latest I heard, it's going to be included in Naviate maintenance licenses until the summer. We'll see. Right now, that's the only information that I have. So for now, if you have questions about this, if you have questions about, do I have a subscription or do I have a maintenance? And why can't I know how long I'm going to use those licenses? Contact your salesperson, Sven, for instance. But those are the two Naviate licenses that we have. But just be aware that it's actually included. So you're already paying for this. So it's pretty waste of money not to use something that you're paying for, since it's included in the Naviate one. You need to have a license. You set up a user for Symmetry e-learning. You have the same amount of users for Symmetry e-learning as you have Naviate licenses. So if you have a pool of 10 licenses, you can have 10 users on your Symmetry e-learning on the Pinnacle platform. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So that is the who. So hopefully all of you that are here have Naviate already. That means that you can just get started using this. How do you get started? That's the next part. So we have basically 5 steps.
Caroline, sorry, a clarification. Yeah, the maintenance is, as it is now, it is included until June this year. So otherwise you need to be on a subscription. That's how it's set up today.
Yeah, that
until
is the
June
that we
this
have.
year. Yeah.
Exactly. So how do you set it up? You have 5 steps. And again, this information is also on the website. But I just want to go through the order of operation here. The contract manager is where we start, and that is the contract manager for Naviate. So you need to know who is your responsible person for your Naviate licenses. That person will have gotten an introduction email. The introduction email comes from Pinnacle admin at Eagle Point. So be aware that it's not coming from Symmetry directly, it's coming from Eagle Point, that is the deliverers of Pinnacle, the Pinnacle platform. That email most likely came to your contract manager a year ago, because that is when we actually launched Symmetry e-learning, the big thing. So if you don't find that email, if you didn't do anything about it then don't worry, we have a solution for you. Because on the website, again, navi.com, support and learning, you'll find a sort of formula or a form where you can fill in your manager's email. Then you're going to get a new verification email. Just be aware, as it says here, response time may vary because it's actually a manual operation that you need to do. So just give it some time. It's not a direct thing that's going to happen. But if you need to have a new email to your contract manager, this is where you start. So again, navi.com is where you can find this information. Once you have that, the contract manager sets up the users. You have equal amount of users as you have Naviate licenses. After you've done that, the contract manager basically creates an admin account. You can give admin rights to one of the users. So after the admin account is set up, the contract manager doesn't need to be involved if he or she doesn't want to. But you can hand over the admin rights, just be aware. When the users are set up, the users get the introduction email. So they get to set up their account. They get basically a link. Again, Eagle Point is the deliverer of the email. So just so you know what you're searching for. So the users get an introduction email. And also, navi.com, you get instructions on how the user can do it. As I said here, manage users, you get all the instructions here. So you can follow these links. If you have any problems with this, just let us know. Contact me and I will help you. And we can sort it out together. But just be aware that everything is here on the website. Final step, 2 steps for the users. Once you have the website up and running, you install your user tools and you activate your user tools. And I'm going to show you what this is. So installing user tools, now we're actually seeing the Pinnacle portal. So you have user tools on your right-hand side, highlighted, big red square. That is where you install your user tools. Once you have them installed, you activate the user tools. Again, Pinnacle website, user profile, and you can activate the user tools. So those are the 5 steps that we have on how to get your e-learning user account set up. And so just to run it through again, contract manager, set up users, install user tools, activate user tools. That was the quick and dirty. And don't forget to contact us if you have any problems with this. So that was the what, the who, and the how. And now I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to actually do a live demo, which, as we know, can go any way we like. So the website. So I'm actually going to turn that one down, and I'm going to bring up my portal here. So just going to show you this, navi.com, support and learning. just so you know. Digital learning with Symmetry eLearning. You find the links here. And then you have how to get started as a user, how to get started as an account admin. So you have the information here, and it's pretty clear on how to do it. And you also get a why here. So Navit.com is where you can find all this information. But if we move into our Pinnacle, so I logged into my account. So this is all the assets that I'm taking a look at. But I'm going to show you what you can access in your as a user for this. First thing, to navigate on the website, you have your buttons at the top right. So remember that you have the home button. This is very useful to come back to this view. So you come back to this page that we're looking at right now. Your user tools is what you have on the outside here, user information. And I'm just going to do it like that. Then you get your user profile. So this is where you have your information, where you can change your password and all that stuff. And also activate and deactivate. I'm going to go through, I'm going to come back to this one, what this is. But that is your user profile. For the manager, the cogwheel here is the important part, because this is where you add your users. Now, I'm not an admin on this account, so that is why I don't get manage user here. But that is for the admin to do here. So I have other stuff that I'm doing right now. So the buttons up here will always be consistent. So if I go back to home, you can see that they are still here. On the left side, you can find your libraries. So I said that we have included the Pinnacle Lite. The Pinnacle Lite means that I get an Autodesk here. And in this package, we have a lot of different programs that we're taking a look at. And all of this is included. So if you want to learn a new program, if you feel like, well, I've always been curious about what is Dynamo, well, you can find information about Dynamo here. You can find information about vehicle tracking, about Volt, about Recap, Navisworks, and so on. But the main part that we're going to focus on is our Civil 3D. So Civil 3D is, well, it's our main focus really. So that's what I'm going to take a look at. Just a little bit of warning. The website it feels pretty slow, but I realized that it's actually loading a lot. So when it's just have some patience with it. It's like Civil 3D. You get a sort of built-in pause sometimes. So the content that we have in our Symmetry eLearning or in the Pinnacle Lite, right now is actually looking at Pinnacle Lite, is divided into 4 different areas. We have learning path, workflow, documents, and videos. These overlap in some places and some places not. Learning path are courses. So you can see them as courses. So if I go for Dynamo, for instance, I have Civil 3D Automation in Dynamo 3 courses. So I can actually enroll into courses here, how to do different things. And you can see that I have information here about what the course contains. So I can enroll into that course. That means that my admin, the admin role in the account, is going to see that I've done my course. And the admin can also enroll its users. So if you have a new user, you can enroll them into their courses. So you know that, okay, this is what you're going to go through, and then you get a good start with Civil 3D. So that's learning paths. Depending on the program that you're looking for, you get different kinds of learning paths. And could vary how many there are. If we take a look at workflows, workflows is more specific processes or methods and sort of lists on how to solve different problems or do different things. I could take a look at here, exchange data with Revit, how to do that. Establish a shared coordinate system, you get those steps. Then you export Revit data, you get those steps, and then you import Civil 3D data. And each of these workflow bits have instructions on how to do it. So you get information over here on how to do different things. So depending on what you're looking for, you can find the information here with workflow. So workflows is more step-by-step methodologies that we're taking a look at. So those are the 2 parts about learning that we have here. And then we have documents and videos. And documents and videos are more help-oriented. So I'm actually going to move over to my Navigate for Civil 3D. You can see that we have 2 different areas here, Navigate for Civil 3D and Navigate for Revit. So we actually split this one up. So you should be able to see both if you have both type of licenses, Or if you only have Naviate for Civil, you're only going to see Naviate for Civil 3D. But underneath here, you can see the different modules. But for right now, we have one account, so you're actually going to see everything here. So if I take a look at Naviate General, you'll see that we don't have workflows so far. It's actually something that we're starting to look into now. What we can set up as workflows. We have one learning path that Mia has worked a lot with. So we are using this and we're coming into more and more. But what we're focused on for now, for Naviate for Civil 3D, is documents and videos. Documents is pretty much our help pages. So you can find all the help pages here, what you're going to do, create subsurfaces, for instance, and you get access to that help page where we're showing what we're going to do. Videos is pretty much the same thing. You get different videos depending on different commands. The videos are pretty nice. We've tried to keep them as short as we can. This one is 2 minutes. Some it's not possible to have them at 2 minutes. We have a couple that is maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, but we've tried to keep it down as far as we do. Along with every video, you have your script on the right side. So you can actually see here what it's talking about. And if you want to jump to a specific area, you can click in the script and it will jump there in the video. So the script is pretty nice to actually be able to follow along, depending on what you're doing. So that's all good and fine. You can find all this and you can sort of scroll through it. But as I said, the main part that I want to use this as is a knowledge base. So if I'm looking for a specific answer to my question, if I want to do something, then the search here is actually pretty decent. There's not a lot of websites that can say that, but I've used this search for quite a while now, and it's pretty good. So if I'm looking for something specifically, for instance, normal support or a common support question, floor thickness in structures. Since I'm a pipe, I tend to take pipe questions. So if I just search for floor thickness up here, note that I'm on my main site. So I'm on the home page, the first home page where I search. And that means that when I search, it's actually going to search through everything inside this. So you'll see the first one up here is actually giving me information about robot. So that's not really what I was looking for. But then I have on the side here, I can say that, well, I'm only interested in what's a part of Civil 3D. So just go down here and say that, just show me what's in Civil 3D 2021. And it's giving me the information here. I can say that, well, okay, what does Symmetry say about it? And right now, Symmetry doesn't say anything about it. So you're not going to show anything. So you can sort your results depending on what you're looking for. In this case, adding floor thickness to structure in Part Builder, exactly what I was looking for. But this is a video. I like texts. I was talking to a colleague previously, and we talked about videos are for architects and texts are for engineers. Not sure that's the same for everyone, but it's true for me. So I'm going to go for the text one. So add modify floor thickness in Part Builder. I get an instruction, step by step, easy to follow. But what I also get here are hyperlinks. So you see here that it's actually telling me Pinnacle command / Civil 3D command. So if I click on this one, or the Civil 3D Part Builder, it's telling me, okay, I want to open the command launcher. I'm going to allow that one. And it's actually starting the Civil 3D command. So it's very easy to go from the website straight into my program on what I want to do. So, and then once I have that command started, then it's easier to follow along with the step-by-step here, and I can see what happens. So these hyperlinks are very nice to use to be able to know where I am in my command. So there are a lot of things that you can do over there. A side note here, you will notice that these hyperlinks are, you can find them in the Civil 3D pages. You will not find them in our Naviate pages right now, because quite honestly, I realized this was a possibility last week. So I haven't been able to add it yet, but expect it to come shortly. And that is something that I want to promise you, and I will promise you right now. We will add to this all the workflows and questions and methodologies and It's very easy to add to the Pinnacle platform, to add to Symmetry eLearning. So you will see a lot of updates during the spring on how to do things like this. So it will come, and the more you use it, the more we want to add more to it as well. But this is how you go from your website into your Civil 3D. But we can also go the other way around. So if you're in Naviate or in your Civil, and you take a look at this and you realize that, well, I've never used this command, subsurfaces. What is that? If you have your user tools, you'll remember that I said the user should install user tools. This is user tools. This is related learning topics. This one means that if I click on a command, if I, for instance, think that, oh, what is subsurfaces? I click on that one. Need to activate my Civil first. I get the command started, but I also get a link in this related learning topics. And if I click on this one, create subsurfaces, is going back into the website. It's actually opening a new page, which is annoying, but that just seems to be the way it is, where I can find the information about this particular program or this particular function, and I can see what happens with it. So again, text or video, depending on what kind of information you like. So these are the user tools, and this is maybe the most valuable thing for me, because that means that when I'm working and I'm working with my program back and forward, as soon as I realize that, well, I don't really know what that command does, this is going to show me, and I can get more information. So I don't need to dedicate an entire day just going through everything in the program or everything in the Pinnacle website. I can just take it step by step, and I get these links, and I can go back in. And of course, right now I'm using my Naviate commands. This works the same with our Civil 3D commands as well. So you get that kind of linkage going there as well. And sometimes you get more commands. So if I, for instance, click on pipe trench assembly, you can see that I get both import, come on, there we go, both import assembly and pipe assemblies. So sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you just get one. Final thing I want to say about the user tools is that if you don't want it, if it's just annoying, what I tend to do is just have it minimized, because that means that it's still here in the background, but it's not showing up when I click on commands. So if I like, I can just open it and I will see the last command that I was looking for. But I can also deactivate it. So I can click here where it says I don't want to see related topics. But if I do that, I need to activate it again. So just be aware, if you do that, if you click on don't want to see related topics and then close it, you need to activate these tools again. And you do that on the website. So in Pinnacle, in Portal Pinnacle series, under user profile, you have your activate and deactivate. So this is actually what these activate and deactivate means if you want to have that user tools showing up. So that was it. That was the final thing I wanted to show you. Quite a short run through, half an hour, but just to see what kind of offering that we have. And like I said, it's not the new part about this is our Naviate for Civil 3D. It's been around for quite a while, but this is what we've included right now. And expect to see more here. We've already started talking about what kind of information we could add as workflows, and if we're going to do learning paths and what we're going to do. So we have plans for it. So expect it to show up more. And when we do, you'll probably see the best way is to just keep coming to our webinars. If we have anything new that you want to highlight, we'll mention it then. Or I'll post it on my LinkedIn, which is usually where I try to share new stuff that doesn't really have a home for other things. Usually where I keep that. So that was my run through. Are there any questions that have come up? Anything I should answer right now?
No, I didn't see any questions. Let's see, do we have anything on the chat? No.
No. Good. Hopefully that means that it was a good good run through. I'm hoping that
was.
you will start using it. I think that's the main part. And it is included, so it's not like you need to buy anything else, do anything else. It takes a bit of a setup. The first time it takes a bit of a setup to get everything going. If you have any questions that you realize after a while, or when you start using it, you want to know more, or you have any problems with it, contact me. If you have any questions about your licenses, you can contact Sven. I will. I don't answer questions about licenses. I can try, but it's not my cup of tea. But anything that you want to ask about this, just feel free to contact me, and I will help you. Good. Short webinar today, but
for once, lovely.
For once, yeah.
Yeah. Very
We
good
give and take.
information. Yeah, and we hope you appreciate this one. Please start using it. And any feedback is, of course, welcome. Okay, then I guess we will wrap up and say thank you for joining today, and see you maybe in 2 weeks when we are going to launch our next version, 2021.3. You will get invites to that. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye bye.